Hello, everyone. This is Konagai from Tokyo City University. Today, I'd like to talk about looking back on the innovative solar cell development in Japan. First of all, I'd like to thank organizers for inviting me to such a memorial conference. The content of my presentation today is History of Solar Cell R&D in Japan, Role of Academia and the Government, and Where do ideas come from? I have visited EU countries dozens of times since 1980s and have learned a lot each time. These photos are just a few of them, but today I'd like to share with you what I have learned through the research and development of photovoltaics. This figure is a brief view of research and development of solar cell in Japan. When Professor Becquerel invented the photovoltaic effect in Europe, Japan was still in Edo period, that is age of samurai. It is said the origin of Japanese electricity was that Gennai Hiraga operated the friction generator derived from the Netherlands in 1776. As you know, silicon solar cell was invented in 1954 at Bell Laboratory, but in Japan the following year, Hayashi made the first silicon solar cell. In 1958, the first silicon solar cell module was used by Tohoku Electric Company. Then in 1961, the production of silicon solar cells started, and in 1963, Sharp started the production of modules. Since then, there has been a lot of development of history, but among the most recent event, Miyasaka's announcement of perovskite solar cell in 2009 was shocking and inspiring. This figure shows the history of my own research activities. I started research on solar cell in 1972. Around this time, the facilities at the university were very poor, and I started to research on gallium aluminum arsenide and gallium arsenide solar cells using a handmade crystal growth furnace. Then, in 1975, I demonstrated a gallium arsenide solar cell with a thickness of 10 micron by peeled film technology for the first time in the world. In 1977, I also reported concentration characteristics using this thin film gallium arsenide solar cell. After that, NEDO was established in 1980, and my interest shifted to thin film solar cells. I started to research on amorphous silicon solar cells in 1979. Also, as you may not know, in 1983, Sanyo Electric and Fuji Electric installed an amorphous silicon solar cell module, 3 kilowatt, on the rooftop of Tokyo Institute of Technology. This is the world's first kilowatt class amorphous silicon solar cell system. When we installed it, there were visitors on a daily basis. Oh, sorry. I started to research on CIGS for the first time in Japan in 1985. Since then, this research has grown significantly at Showa Shell and Solar Frontier, and now the manufacturing capacity of Solar Frontier has reached about 1 gigawatt. Since 2000, my research partner, Professor Akira Yamada, has been in charge of CIGS research, and I myself have been working on silicon solar cells. And from 2008 to 2014, we carried out NEDO's consortium program, and from 2012 to 2016, Mexico Fukushima reconstruction project, which has a budget of several billion yen. In promoting this project, I requested the cooperation of many researchers from EU countries, including Professor Ranko, Professor Roca, and Professor Zeman, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your support. It takes a long time from proposing a new technology to putting it into practical use. As I mentioned earlier, I introduced gallium arsenide peeled film technology in the 1970s. This technology was later called epitaxial liftoff instead of peeled film technology, but it is exactly the same technology. My paper published in English in Journal of Crystal Growth in 1978, and 44 years later, this technology is finally about to be put to a practical use. Recently, more and more people have noticed that I published the paper in 1978, and citations of the paper have increased to 333. Next, I'd like to talk about creating a PV community in Japan. Here we separate what the government is responsible for and what academia should take the lead. I have heard that Dr. Niki will talk about the activities of government, especially NEDO, so I will talk from academia standpoint. In 1970s, the role of academia was to build a PV community. To that end, we held 3 domestic conferences called PVSEC. Since then, this PVSEC has become an international conference, and 30 international PVSECs have been held since 1984. In 2004, we established 175th Committee on Photovoltaics within JSPS, Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, to deepen industry, academia, government collaboration. After that, the 175th committee was ended in March 2020, this year. But after that, a new academic society, Japan Photovoltaic Society, JPVS, was established in October this year. The JSPS committee is a very unique organization, and its activities are supported by member fee from company. During the activity period from 2004 to March 2020, 75 industry members participated at the most. There are about 80 members at the university and the National Research Institute. The main task of the committee is to create a network of researchers. To that end, we have organized many symposiums and workshops. We also held international workshops and joint workshops with Asian countries with the aim of collaborating with overseas. However, due to the change in the policy of JSPS committee, the 175th committee was dissolved at the end of March 2020, and since then, efforts have been made to rebuild the PV community in Japan. As a result, a new society, Japan Photovoltaic Society, was established on October 15th this year. So this figure is a copy of top page of JPV's homepage. From now on, JPVS will also deal with relationship with other countries. I have been the chairperson of the JSPS 175th committee for past 16 years. On the other hand, Professor Noritaka Usami, Nagoya University, who is much younger than me, has been elected as the new president of JPVS. In Japan, the ministry and the agencies related to PV R&D are METI, NEDO, and MEX JST. So far, I have conducted 2 major programs with the support of NEDO and JST. Needless to say, the JST program contains more basic contents than METI and NEDO. However, looking back at the long history of national project, the MEX program lacked decades of long-term R&D continuity. On the other hand, METI and NEDO have always provided continuous support to companies and universities since 1980. I think that NEDO's constant support, not only for companies but also for academia, has made a huge contribution to PV development in Japan. By 2050, the cumulative installed amount of solar cell is set to be 5 terawatts or more. The technological development of silicon solar cell is in the mature stage, but further research and development is needed in the future toward 2050. What kind of solar cells will be widely used in 2050? It goes without saying that the desired solar cell has a low manufacturing cost and guaranteed long life for 30 years or more. But the most important issue, to achieve a conversion efficiency of over 40%. I believe that innovative research is required to achieve a conversion efficiency of 40% or more. For 5 years from 2008 to 2014, I was the leader of the NEDO's thin film full spectrum solar cell program. This research aimed to fabricate multi-junction solar cells with thin film solar cell with different energy band gaps and increase the conversion efficiency to 30% or more. To achieve this goal, we have developed various novel materials. These materials include quantum dot clathrate, chalcopyrite with various band gap, and even p-type TCO development. An international scientific exchange team has been set up to carry out these studies productively. The members of the team consisted of Professor Ranko, Werner, Pfeiffer, Schurop, Zeeman, etc., and we held regular review meeting. This is a shabu evening session held at night. Furthermore, from 2012 to 2016, the next JST Future PV Innovation Program was implemented as part of reconstruction project from the huge earthquake that occurred in Fukushima in 2011. The purpose of this program is to make quantum effect solar cells using silicon. This future PV innovation team developed silicon ingot growth technologies called NOC method, silicon nanowire solar cells, silicon superlattice solar cells, and low concentrator spectral splitting solar cells. Other international collaborations, researchers from not only EU countries, but also China, South Korea, and Thailand participated. I have devised various new technologies in my research life for nearly 50 years. When do people come up with innovative ideas? Steve Johnson says in his book, Where Good Ideas Come From? The short answer is coffee houses. Good ideas don't come from inside someone's head. Instead, they come from outside, specifically from social interaction. So, want a good idea? Then go to a coffee house and talk with someone. A similar expression can be found in the military text of Sun Tzu 2,500 years ago in China. In my case, good ideas often come up while attending international conferences, listening to lectures, and discussing with researchers. When I'm on Shinkansen train or plane, when I have enough time to think. In short, good ideas come from social interaction and free time. Since 1992, I have presented papers at EUPSEC and have deepened exchanges with many researchers. This is how I devised my innovative ideas. Finally, I'd like to conclude my presentation. To meet challenging targets toward 2030 and 2050, we need innovations, collaboration, and international exchange. Thank you for your kind attention.